Beyond the secretly running the plasma ring, full breakdown and theories. Okay. I need everyone to stop what they're doing right now, because Beyond the Gates just dropped a bombshell tease that has my brain completely fried. Someone unexpected, and I mean unexpected, is about to be revealed as part of the plasma ring. And honestly, I've been spiraling about this for the past 48 hours, and I have thoughts. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, first of all, where have you been? And second of all, buckle up, because today we are going deep. We're not just recapping what happened. We are dissecting every single suspect, pulling receipts from months of storylines. And I'm going to tell you exactly who I think is behind this thing and why the answer might absolutely destroy us. Emotionally, let's go one, setting the stage. What is the plasma ring and why does it matter first? Now, for anyone who needs a quick refresher, the plasma ring isn't just some random criminal subplot. This is the kind of storyline that BTG has been carefully constructing for months. We're talking about an organized operation that's been running right under the noses of the DMV community, exploiting people, likely targeting vulnerable patients, and operating through what appears to be the medical infrastructure of the city. And here's what gets me every single time with soap operas: the best villains are never the ones you suspect first. They're the ones who've been smiling in your face for episodes. The ones who've had warm moments, funny lines, genuine connections with characters we love. That's the kind of reveal that makes you rewind and go, oh my god, it was right there the whole time. BTG has been setting this up beautifully, and Friday's episode is supposedly going to crack it open. So let's break down every suspect on the board. 2 the prime suspects. And my hot takes Bill Hamilton. Est-ce the man who claims to run everything? Let's start with Bill. Because honestly, Bill scares me more than almost anyone on this canvas right now. This week, he straight up Tomas told him to his face that he has a hand in everything in the DMV. Everything. That is not a subtle man. That is a man who either has supreme confidence in his own untouchability or someone who is dangerously overplaying his hand. Now, here's my thing with Bill. The obvious choice is sometimes the right choice. We tend to overcomplicate these reveals, looking for the darkest horse when sometimes the show is just telling us Bill has resources, Bill has connections, Bill has leverage over half the city. Running a plasma ring, or at minimum funding one, is completely within his wheelhouse. But, and this is a big but, would the writers really have him announce himself like that if he were the endgame reveal? I don't think so. I think Bill is involved. I think he's a layer. But I don't think he's the top. He's the infrastructure, not the architect. Dr. Lia Whitmore, new face. Old game, okay. Can we talk about Lia for a second? Because she just joined the canvas and I already don't trust her as far as I can. Throw her chief of staff at Garland Memorial Hospital, convenient, right? Like, extremely convenient for someone who might need institutional access to blood and plasma resources. That conversation she had with Grayson set off every alarm bell in my body. The way she deflects, the way she lingers in spaces she doesn't need to be in. She is watching people. She is calculating. New characters on soaps are almost always brought in for a reason, and chief of staff with mysterious motivations has plasma ring facilitator written all over it. I'll be real with you, I think Lia is more than just a suspect. I think she might be the operational brain of the whole thing. Grayson, the lab tech Ashley's boyfriend who gives me the ICKS. Let me tell you something about Grayson. The second a character shows up, starts dating a beloved main character, and immediately displays anger issues, that is the show telling you something. Soap opera language, osutewonu. He draws blood for a living. He processes plasma. He has direct, daily, unquestioned access to exactly the kind of materials a plasma ring would need. And this whole story about taking care of his mother, I'm sorry, but until we see that woman on screen, I'm skeptical, deeply skeptical. Ashley deserves so much better than whatever is about to happen when this man gets exposed. And I truly believe he's going to get exposed. The question is just how deep his involvement goes. Dr. Kial Rollins, the traveling doctor, who appeared out of nowhere. Greg Vaughn on this show is a gift. The man is gorgeous, charming, and immediately likable, which is exactly why I don't fully trust Kial yet. Traveling orthopedist, works at multiple hospitals and clinics across the region. No permanent roots, just showing up in the DMV and planting himself next to Nicole. Think about what that professional profile means for a plasma ring operation. You need someone who can move between facilities, someone who has access to multiple medical systems without raising red flags, someone whose presence at various locations has a perfectly legitimate explanation. A traveling doctor is a perfect cover. I'm just saying, Nicole is in the fun and flirty phase with him right now, which means she's not asking the right questions. And that worries me, because when she finds out, if she finds out, it's going to be devastating. Dr. Carlton Fitzgerald, the man who can't let go. Carlton has been around long enough that we should feel comfortable with him. And yet, there's something off about his behavior lately that I can't shake. The disappearing acts, the family events that feel vague and convenient, the obsessive need to position himself as Nicole's next great love. Here's my theory on Carlton. This is where I want to get a little speculative. What if his obsession with Nicole isn't just romantic? What if he's been trying to get close to her because of what she knows or what she might find out? What if proximity to Nicole is actually a strategic move to keep tabs on the investigation? That's dark. I know, but this is beyond the gates. Dark is kind of the whole vibe. 3 the wild cards, and the one I'm most terrified about, Joey Armstrong. The criminal who's not involved, let's be absolutely real for a second. Joey Armstrong, knowing about the plasma ring, but supposedly having no involvement in it, is the most unbelievable thing. This show has asked us to swallow. This man has his hands in every illegal operation in the DMV. The idea that there's a sophisticated criminal network running through the city's medical system, and Joey is just aware of it passively. That's laughable. Joey is either running part of this ring, protecting someone who is, or using the ring's existence as leverage for something we haven't seen yet. None of those options are innocent. And John Lindstrom plays Joey with such controlled menace that I genuinely believe the writers have something much bigger planned for him. Detective Marcel Malone, the cop who's already dirty. Marcel is one of those characters where the show has been completely transparent about his moral flexibility. He's a shady cop. We know this. He answers to Joey and Elon. We know this too. So the real question isn't whether Marcel would be involved in something like a plasma ring. It's how deep in he already is a corrupt cop with connections to both the criminal underworld and law enforcement. That is an invaluable asset for a criminal operation that needs protection from investigation. Marcel could be the one ensuring the plasma ring never gets properly raided. Think about it. Elon Hawthorne, the most devastating possibility. Here's the one that keeps me up at night. Elon, the police chief, Jacob and Isaiah's father. Because we've watched Elon express concern about Jacob's undercover work, we've seen him look worried, stressed, emotionally raw about his son being in danger. And I've been taking that at face value. But what if that anxiety isn't purely paternal? What if Elon is terrified that Jacob's investigation is going to lead back to him? That would be a legacy level storyline. A father who is secretly connected to the very criminal enterprise his son is risking his life to bring down. The emotional fallout of that reveal would be catastrophic in the best possible way. The betrayal, the broken trust, the question of whether Jacob could ever look at his father the same way again. This is the theory I'm holding on to the tightest. And honestly, I think the show's been quietly building to something like this for a while now. Isaiah Hawthorne, the reformed man with the suspicious timing, and then there's Isaiah who seems like everything a good man should be supportive. Present. Emotionally available for Eva. But his history with Joey Armstrong as a mentor figure is not something we should just move past. People don't just cleanly break from influences like Joey. And the fact that he happened to run into Jacob while his brother was undercover, in what universe is that a coincidence I want to believe in Isaiah? I really do. But soap operas have taught me that the man who seems too good to be true almost always is. For MY final theory and prediction. Alright? Here's where I land after all of this. I think the plasma ring has multiple layers, which is actually what makes it such a compelling storyline. I think Grayson is operational. Lia Whitmore is institutional. Marcel is protective cover. And the person unexpectedly revealed on Friday, I think it's either Elon Hawthorne or Carlton Fitzgerald, and I'm leaning Elon. The clues have been there. The emotional misdirection has been there. And the payoff, Jacob discovering his own father is compromised, would be the kind of devastating plot twist that Beyond the Gates has been building toward. But here's the thing about BTG that I've learned to respect. They will always find